To say that I'm a Doom fan is an understatement. In my top five favorite gaming franchises. It's Doom. But as for other media, unlike Resident Evil, which has some decent novels, or like Star Wars, where it's a multimedia thing, um, Doom is only good with games. They have two of the worst movies I've ever seen. Both have Doom in the title and are part of the Doom IP. And Doom Knee Deep in the Dead is something real special in a bad way. Knee Deep in the Dead is a novel by Dafid Abu and Brad Winna Weaver. So, Knee Deep in the Dead, as you know, if you played Doom, is the first chapter if you're playing the games. The original Doom game has three chapters. Eventually, there would be an expansion that'd be a fourth chapter, but that's not really considered canon in the original Doom canon. It's basically just an extremely hard mode. If you've played Ultimate Doom, or I think even like Doom 3 BFG Edition has Chapter 4 in it, like, you know what I'm talking about. But Knee Deep in the Dead, the novel, is a novelization of the complete first Doom game. In it, we have Fly Taggart. Basically, he's being charged with assaulting his superior officer. They get sent to Phobos to deal with the problems there. And he immediately, when things start going haywire, he ends up overpowering his guards, which we never see them again, and running around, and that's we get into the game. But we give Doom Guy, aka Flynn Taggart, a reason to do what he's doing. He's trying to find his lady friend Arlene, who's kind of a love interest, kind of not, kind of also his best friend. It's weird, and we basically get to the crux of this book. This book is first person from Flynn Taggart's perspective. I will try to refrain from calling him Doom Guy because Doom Guy's cool. Flynn Taggart is whiny and annoying and is just a narcissistic weirdo, and I hate it. I really hate it. Come on, Cleo. Come on, Cleo. Come in this review. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have gotten through this book. So, yes. Cleo loves to be on her papa. You are the highlight of this review by far. You're such a sweetie. You look at the camera. She's, you don't look at the camera? No. No, she doesn't care about that. Hi. Anyway, this book's awful. And I mean, it's really awful. Like, I've complained about Karen Travis's Republic Commando books, which these very much remind me of. But at least those are. Karen Travis can kind of write a book. I mean, shouldn't write Star Wars books, but she can write books, and she can write. It made me wish that Karen Travis had written this. Because this is inept. I never heard of either of these authors, but I mean, here's the thing with Doom. The story doesn't matter for Doom. It's an old FPS. You're just shooting demons. But this, it tries to explain everything. Occasionally it tries to throw some horror in, but it's just basically space gun porn. But, like, written really badly, because that might be... I thought initially, going into this, that'd be something I'd like. It's not something I like. Because it's written so ineptly. It's really hard for me to say this, because I've been reviewing content for almost a decade now. It might even be a decade of reviewing on Stupid Chainsaw Productions, reviewing novels in particular. But I've read some shit. We all know this. I've read the Chuck Wendig Aftermath trilogy. I've read most of the new canon books up until the Rise of Skywalker. I've read garbage like Siege and Stealth. Like, I know that's not the right order of them, but I don't care. Like the Karen Miller crap. I've read garbage. I mean, hell, on this, In these like 31 horror reviews of Halloween, I've read trash like Howling 3 Echoes. This may very well be the worst thing I have ever read for the stupid Chainsaw Productions channel. I can't say of all time because I did try to read Jaws the Revenge, which I do think is a worse book than this. That was for Paper Movies, or like, I don't know. There's some of the stuff we've read for Paper Movies has been ghastly. Um, Alien the Cold Forge, ghastly. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, at least all of those had something going for it. This has nothing going for it, except for it's called Doom. And we find out who the Marine is in the background here. Um, I don't know. I don't get why this was written other than to cash in on Doom. And here's the thing. This got 3 sequels. I'm dead serious. There are 4 of these books. And then for Doom 3, there's a trilogy of novels for Doom 3. Thankfully, they don't write Doom books anymore. But I can't imagine these chuckleheads writing anything ever again after this. Or hell, here's the thing. It's worse than Indiana Jones and the Sky Pirates. I didn't think that was possible, but here we are. Like, I really should go through, get Noah involved, and we'll go over some of the worst books I've ever read and reviewed for the channel. Because this was truly, and I mean truly, a horrific experience to go through reading wise. This is easily some of the like worst thing. This is like one of the worst things I've ever read. And I try not to read trash on the channel anymore. It happens sometimes. This is one of those sometimes it happens. And here's the thing. This was between this and 30 Days of Night Volume 5 Bloodsucker Tales, which I haven't finished. That's also bad. I won't even review it for tomorrow. I have something like to make up for how bad this is, you know? So there's at least that going. But yeah, this is the worst thing I read for October. This is probably the worst. I'm just going to go out and say this is the worst thing. This is the worst novel I've ever read. I won't say it's the worst thing I've ever read. There's been a lot of comics I've read, especially recently, that are going to get reviewed soon, that are Star Wars Tales related, that are probably worse than this, but at least they're short. This is the worst novel I've read. This is what, like, a worst case scenario when I say, oh, I don't like reading video game novels. This is what I mean right here. This is so fucking bad. I can't stress it enough. This is like fucking an anal fail. Do y'all know what a fucking anal fail is? I'd say Google it, but you don't want that in your search history. If you're into that, that's just shame on you thing. I'm going to king shame here. That's nasty. This book's an anal fail. I'm going to give it a 0 out of 5.